Hi, I'm Russell Ray, Managing Editor of Power Engineering Magazine. As you can see behind me, PowerGen International and Nuclear Power International 2011 are both well underway here in Las Vegas. We had the keynote session that included 3 keynote speakers. We had David Walsh from Mitsubishi Power Systems, who spoke about the market for new generating equipment.
As long as the nation continues to welcome and encourage competition, offers an abundant skill base, broad supply base, has rational tax policies, along with competitive energy costs, our country will continue to see a desire to invest, build, create, and grow jobs.
We had Elmo Collins with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, who spoke about the NRC's efforts to establish new safety standards for reactors in the U.S.
Accordingly, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission approaches its regulatory decisions with the premise that an accident is possible, but at the same time with the premise that a nuclear power plant accident can and must be prevented.
And Donald Carner, the president and CEO of Ecotality, spoke about the growth in electric vehicles and the investments that will be needed to accommodate the growing fleet of EVs in the U.S.
One final note with respect to what can you do to prepare for electric vehicles. Know what's happening in the industry and reach out to your customers and regulators to educate both on the benefits of electric vehicle charging and charging load.
The editors of Power Engineering Magazine presented the Projects of the Year awards to the best projects in coal-fired, gas-fired, and renewable power. The award for Best Coal Project went to Alabama Power. Empire Generating Company received the award for Best Gas-Fired Project, and the award for the Best Renewable Project went to Florida Power and Light. Congratulations to all of the finalists. Our very own Brian Wheeler has been covering the events at Nuclear Power International. Brian sat in on the mega session that took place today on the Fukushima accident in Japan. Brian joins us now with an update.
Thanks, Russell. As Russell said, I'm Brian Wheeler, editor of Nuclear Power International Magazine and conference chairman for Nuclear Power International 2011. The disaster at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant continues to be an important topic of discussion within the industry and was addressed Tuesday during the conference sessions at Nuclear Power International. Tuesday morning, during the annual keynote session, Elmo Collins, Regional Floor Administrator for the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, said the accident at Fukushima has changed the conversation around nuclear power generation.
So for the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, an agency that has the goal of preventing nuclear power plant accidents and preventing the release of radioactive material, watching the events in Japan unfold on worldwide television was sobering, to say the least.
Following the events at Fukushima Daiichi, the NRC did 2 inspections at all 104 operating reactors in the U.S. The near-term task force concluded that the operating plants in the U.S. pose no imminent risk to public safety. Tuesday afternoon, a mega session titled Fukushima, The Lessons Learned for Your Nuclear Plant explained the performance procedure modifications following the magnitude 9.0 earthquake and tsunami in March. Speakers from Fluor Power, the Nuclear Energy Institute, Earlier Engineering, and the Japan Atomic Energy Agency discussed the future of nuclear power.
There's some good things that have come out of this here. International cooperation have rallied behind it, and we'll talk about that a little bit. And JSME and ASME have worked together very closely in order to take a look at the actions needed going forward and to support the activity going on in Japan. And then, of course, it's my look to the future of what I think is going on. And it's going to be years before we really know everything that went on inside these reactors, but it's going to teach us a lot. And we got to take a look what it means to our other nuclear plants, what it means to our new designs, what it means to our regulations going forward.
Tomorrow morning, we will hear about the challenges associated with extending the life of a nuclear power plant beyond 60 years. For now, Russell, I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Thank you, Brian, for that report. We'll be back tomorrow with more coverage of PowerGen International and Nuclear Power International. You can also follow this week's events on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. For Power Engineering Magazine, I'm Russell Ray.